All right, cool. Here we go. All right. So, as usual, I'll start from worst, and then we'll get to the good stuff. Okay. But as usual, I watched some fun stuff. And Mike, I know you had mentioned before with what I've shown, you can kind of judge from the posters. So just tell me off the bat, what do you think of this one?
It would be a hard pass, but I'm intrigued because this is the first one. Oh wait, no, you're going worst to best. Yeah. Not surprised.
So this is Cosmoball, okay? Now,
it's a sequel to Nether Blasters.
No. This is a Russian movie. Actually, came out in 2020. Came out in the States in 2021. Actually, I did another better job too. I've got some super deeps now. So this is by the CTV Film Company from Russia, written and directed by Dzhanik Faziev, two other people too, but I'm not even going to go there pronouncing their names. And this stars Victoria Agalakova as Natalie and Evgeny Romatsov as Anton. And Anton's the boy top left, and Natalie is the one below him. But so anyway, Cosmoball. This is I shouldn't have said worst to best like that, because I don't have a bad one this week in my opinion. This is good. Now, you can watch it dubbed or subtitled. I watched it dubbed, which, that can get pretty cheesy with translation and stuff and not obviously matching their mouths and stuff. But this is a major motion picture in Russia, though. This is not a big, B movie U.S. production. It was a big bomb. It lost money like crazy. But the special effects in this, in my opinion, were pretty sick. It's not, Endgame, latest MCU special effects, but it's not, Shark Girl and Lava Boy or whatever that one was. It's not that. It's somewhere in between that. It's pretty good. So, like I said, I give the special effects a real good rating. And the story's pretty good. Basically, the Earth has experienced this apocalypse. Basically, the moon was destroyed, so it created all. Well, it wasn't completely destroyed. It's still there, but it's like in shambles. So it created all these, obviously cataclysmic events on the Earth. So there's not a whole lot of humans left. But then some humans experience getting powers. And basically the power is being able to teleport and speed. So what the movie sets you up as is there's the leader of the Earth sets up this game called Cosmoball, and the entire planet just thinks it's a distraction to entertain them through their misery. But what they don't know, and spoiler alert, said it beforehand, I'm good this time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's actually a way he is developing heroes to fight this ultimate battle that he knows is coming in the future. So they play this, again, Cosmoball game where it's kind of a mix between football and what's that Harry Potter game? Snitch, that one. Where they fly around, they teleport around, and they're trying to get these balls into the scoring arena. They have to hit them 5 times to score, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get too deep into the weeds there, but basically to defeat this ultimate, bad guy that's going to come, that the leader of Earth knows is coming, they have to whack these balls of energy 5 times to defeat him. So that he's setting up all these heroes that are just kind of represented through 75, 80% of the movie as athletes that people are just looking up to, so it was pretty interesting. I thought it was clever. And like I said, the special effects were good. But it is Russian. So there you go. But I give this a check it out. You know, I wouldn't have seen this in the theater, but I was more than satisfied after I watched it. That's on Amazon Prime, if I didn't mention that. But yeah, it was good stuff. So I figured you were going to say it was bad. Well, I kind of led you on with that too. But if I wouldn't have led you with the start from worst to best, you still would have probably called this bad because of the cheesy poster.
Yeah, I would have. My favorite part of the poster is the four characters in the center kind of flying up. That looks really cool. The rest of it.
Yeah, it's a team. Every Cosmoball team has 4 members, and I think there's like a dozen teams. And we actually only watch them play through the playoffs and then the championship, but that's when everything hits the fan and they have to fight together. So it's like I said, it's done really well in my opinion. So, and then I watched this one. This is probably another mystery to everybody. This is called 41. This is out in 2012. Again, I watched this on Prime. This is made by Dark Epic Films. It's an Australian movie, written and directed by Glenn Triggs. That guy you see there is Chris Gibson, but I'm going to butcher this name too. Merrick Crotney, Gian Crotney, something like that. I apologize for mispronouncing. I hope I don't offend her. That's actually a female's name. She was actually in Mortal Engines. If you know Mortal Engines, which I like Mortal Engines, and I do remember. I didn't realize it until after I was trying to do my due diligence for writing down the cast and everything on my card here, that it was her. But yeah, this doesn't have only nobodies in this movie. Is kind of my point. But anyway, this was a really interesting story. This 41 references a room number in this motel, and there's a hole. We've talked about inexplicable holes a lot recently over the past few weeks. There's a hole in the floor in this one motel room that if you go down into it, it takes you to the previous day. Okay? So this guy's girlfriend dies, and you know how all this time travel stuff happens where, if you didn't go there, it wouldn't have happened, but how did it happen the first time if you didn't go there, blah, blah, blah. So basically his girlfriend dies. He kind of loses it. He comes across this crazy guy that tells him about this hole. He checks it out. It's legitimately there. So then he comes in with this plan. He's going to use this newfound ability to save his girlfriend. And it's not exactly like Groundhog Day or whatever, all those kind of movies. Every time you go through it, it takes you back another day. Like you can spend... again, spoiler alert, but this is an old movie, so everyone should know that wants to know, I'm sure. But he actually spends days one time going through it to go back years and years and years and years, So every time you go through it, takes you back one day, and you can keep doing it. So, and I won't spoil the end though, but this is pretty interesting,
Yeah, based on that poster, I would watch it.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. Okay.
It was really interesting to me.
I will say the acting leaves something to be desired in this, but I like the plot. I like the script. I liked the dialogue was fine. It was just the delivery for some of these actors maybe was lacking a little bit. But like I said, it's Australian. It may be how they do it in Australia. This reminded me more of like a B movie, an American B movie, as opposed to Cosmoball. Actually, I just put Cosmoball last because it's kind of like the cheesiest plot line or whatever. This is kind of a more serious movie. But I enjoyed this one too, so recommend on that one as well. Then I finally got around to The Secrets of Dumbledore. Have either of you seen this yet?
Nope.
I have not. Emily did.
Yeah, I figured. I was actually surprised. I watched it with Jessie. She's obviously a big Harry Potter fan, and she hadn't seen it yet. Ayla actually passed on this one. And we just checked it out, just me and Jessie. And what did Emily say? Do you remember?
She didn't like it a whole lot. I think she felt that Johnny Depp not being in it really had a disservice to the movie. He would have added so much more to it.
Yeah, I've actually got. Let me do my reviewer diligence on this one too. So this was out in 2022. I watched this on HBO Max. You can watch it a lot of places, but it's free on HBO Max. Warner Brothers, obviously. This UK-US movie, written by J.K. Rowling, obviously, directed by David Yates. Eddie Redmayne is Newt Scamander. Jude Law, of course, is Albus Dumbledore. And then, what's his name? Mads Mikkelsen is Grindelwald, and he's the one that replaced Johnny Depp. And we all know him. Well, my favorite acting that he's done was in Rogue One, of course. Jin's dad, so I can't remember the character's name right now. You remember that, Pat?
Yeah, he's, one of the first things I saw him in was Hannibal, the TV series. He was really good in that.
Oh, really? I never saw that. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, he seems great. So I think he did an okay job, but yeah, it definitely took away from me too, not being Johnny Depp. And I'm not even that big of a Harry Potter fan. I just hate, especially the circumstances of the change, is a little bit, adds a little bit to the controversy of this change, of course. But in general, me and my kids have talked about this a lot with a lot of things actually over the last week. When they change characters, if they don't absolutely, or change actors that for major characters, if they don't absolutely have to, it's frustrating in general. So, but that's all pretty much she said was the Johnny Depp was the frustrating part for you, Mike?
Yeah.
Or for her?
For her, yeah.
So, have you guys seen the first two?
Nope.
Yeah.
You haven't seen any of these, Pat?
Nope.
You saw the Harry Potters?
Yeah.
Okay. These are pretty good. I don't, I definitely, I'm not a big Fantastic Beasts fan, but I mean, they're fine movies and the stories are pretty good. But except this one. So once again, I said I'm going from worst to best, but I give this one a pass. Obviously the Johnny Depp thing, like you mentioned, but I didn't really care about that, not being a big diehard Fantastic Beasts fan. That really didn't affect me too much personally. But literally, you start this movie and end it in the exact same place in the story. I mean, there's no progress in this, the Fantastic Beasts, like I call it, the Potterverse universe. There's no progression at all in this. You literally start it and end it, and I keep using the word literally because I mean it. Where the world is, where the Potter universe is in this movie at the beginning is exactly where it is at the end. Like what did I just watch? And then on top of that, I thought the first two Fantastic Beasts were really beast-centric, which made them more fun to me. Because of the Fantastic Beasts that they show, especially, I mean, the imagination of J.K. Rowling with all these, different crazy beasts is awesome in my opinion. They're really cool. But this one barely has any beasts in it at all. It actually has a focus. Does anybody care about a spoiler alert on this one?
No, okay. I'm not watching this one.
Okay, so there's a focus of one beast that is a beast that's supposed to determine who the leader of the wizarding world is. And so basically Grindelwald, kidnaps this beast and kind of tries to force it to make, because whoever it determines is the leader becomes the leader. So he kind of tries to force it to become. So there's a focus on a beast because of that. But other than that, there's like no beast in this. It's literally Fantastic Beasts. So.
Well, are there secrets in it?
Yeah, the only secret is, as far as the secret is concerned, I kind of took the secret as two things. One, I'm sure you probably heard, this dives into the relationship between Grindelwald and Dumbledore. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, that it's not exactly a platonic relationship.
Okay.
And then secondly, which that's another thing may have frustrated Emily because it frustrated Jesse. In the book, they grow up together. Grindelwald and Dumbledore grow up together, kind of like as best friends and brothers. But in this movie, they represent them as a couple, their relationship kind of thing. So
yeah, I think there were other things besides the Johnny Depp thing that didn't sit well with her that she didn't enjoy.
Okay,
but that was one of them.
And then this is a big spoiler, so if you care, 10 seconds, 987-654-321. The other secret is this animal actually picks Dumbledore to be the leader, and Dumbledore refuses the responsibility, so it passes to someone else. So that's what I kind of talked to Jesse about. I'm like, so I guess that answers why he's obviously, the most powerful wizard in the Harry Potter verse, whatever. Why isn't he like the leader of the wizarding, like all of it, rather than just a school? But this is why he was actually passed on it because, whatever, so. But like I said, didn't really care for it. As you can imagine, with it being a big budget movie and, everything else that is entailed with Harry Potter, the special effects and the action and everything were good and fun, and the acting was great, of course. But yeah, the story sucked, in my opinion. Besides those couple other annoying things, just the story in general was like, what? So anyway, have you guys, to bring this back, or to mention this from way back? One thing in Big Bang Theory that Sheldon mentioned about how Raiders of the Lost Ark is the stupidest movie he's ever watched, because literally, if none of it happened, everything that the ending would have still happened exactly the way it was pointless. Did you ever hear that kind of theory about Raiders?
No, I don't remember that episode.
Yeah.
It's a pretty funny observation, because he's right when you think about it. Literally, everything that happened in Raiders didn't have to happen, because obviously at the end the Nazis still got the Ark, right?
Yeah.
And then when they opened it, it killed them all anyway. So he literally didn't have to do anything the entire movie that he attempted to do to stop them, because they eventually got it and failed anyway. So it was literally pointless, which is a freaking point. But although a great movie. So. We agree on that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank God. All right, and then lastly, I got Thor: Love and Thunder. Came out this past weekend. Did anybody see this?
No, I haven't got to go yet.
Mike?
No. I didn't see it.
Either one of you have tickets yet?
No. We're working on plans.
We are one sad show, because guess what?
You didn't see it either?
Didn't see either. I did bring it up, though, for a purpose aside from just it's topical, but partially, definitely just because it's topical. So both Ayla and Lexi and Lexi's boyfriend saw this.
Yeah.
And they did come back with a review, and obviously Ayla is my big Marvel girl,
Mm-hmm.
Usually, I would say I can't remember a Marvel movie that she saw that I didn't. I do the 1 through 10 rating thing. What do you think? I can't remember the last movie she saw that I didn't ask her where it wasn't immediate and decidedly 10, like right away. All of them. Ayla gives this a 7, and Lexi and Joaquin give it a 6.5.
Wow.
So that's an early kids review.
I'll just wait for this to come out on VHS. No.
Well, like I said, I wanted to bring it up because it's topical, but I also wanted to make a commitment that I'm definitely going to see it this week. So I'll review it personally next week.
Okay.
And then I wanted to back that up with a second commitment. I've definitely decided I need to. We're going to be, obviously, I'm going to have this segment on this show. I need to watch the latest in the theaters as soon as they come out. Right. Because obviously, every other show we see that's like ours, they're all talking about this week,
Yeah.
So if we're going to be competitive with that kind of thing, I kind of failed not seeing this, so plan on doing it on Mondays whenever the theaters are empty,
All right.
Have to get that AMC subscription where you can see 3 movies a week for like $20 a month or something. So
no Stranger Things?
What's that?
You didn't finish Stranger Things?
No, we haven't watched the second. I'm waiting. This is like you said with your situation. I'm waiting for Jesse to watch the second half of Stranger Things, and Ayla's watching that too. So we, it's one of those waiting for everybody kind of thing.
Well, I have, since we're talking about shows and stuff, I have two
Okay.
pictures I'd like to throw up there. These aren't spoilers or anything. This first one, I didn't notice it until I saw this. I think this is from That 70s Show. Is one of my favorite shows for the longest time, with Eric and Donna. I mean, they've got the same clothes on. I think that's pretty awesome.
Okay, is that edited though? That
I don't
photo
think so. No, I don't think so. I mean, it looks real to me. I didn't go back.
Of course, they're
and look
so
for that.
good.
Yeah, but this one, I made this, and it's an observation that I picked up on in season 3. Dustin mentions when they're fighting the Russians, he mentions Red Dawn. So then in the new one, check, there's his get up is the hoodie with the bandana like Patrick Swayze in Red Dawn.
Okay.
And I thought that was great. As soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's the coolest."
Well, that makes sense to me. That I would not try to second guess that one, because obviously he lives during the time frame that movie was out.
Yeah,
But the 70s Show came out way after the time period that Stranger Thing is, so it would be just a complete coincidence. And then having identical shirts.
Yeah, I think it's just a fun little nod. I don't think it's.
Yeah. But having identical shirts, then I don't know. I think finally you might be joining with the
trailer, the fake trailer.
You've Been Fooled club. I was fooled with Guardians of the Galaxy. That was fooled with Kevin Smith. You may have, but I'm going to do my investigation this week. I'll be back next week.
Yeah, good.
We finally started watching season 4 of Stranger Things, and I think we're like on episode 4. But Kevin, you had mentioned about Eddie's similarities to
Robert Downey Jr.
Jr. You know who I think he looks like?
Who?
Somebody in this group.
Johnny?
Yes. That's all I can think of when I watch the show now.
He does kind of look like him. Yeah. I think it's really, a combination of the way he looks and his mannerisms. I put more with RDJ. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess he does kind of look similar to Johnny.
I can't stop thinking about it now when I watch it.
I'm gonna.
So what are you in agreement with us too that it's really good season, right?
Oh yeah, so far so good. But it also kind of solidified my decision that Valor probably should not watch this yet.
Oh yeah. It has seemed to get a little bit more mature as the seasons have gone on too. Do you agree with that too, Mike?
Yeah. This one. That's why we really thought twice about letting Cora watch it, but we eventually, let her watch it with us. So.
Yeah, but I will definitely do a once we're done. Like I just brought back Lost in Space last week because I finally finished it up. And literally, obviously I'm on this tear lately with kind of cheesy movies, to mixed reviews of my own, of course. But man, I added like 10 to my Amazon watch list of cheesy movies. So I'm going to at least have one every week. But like I said, I'm making the commitment now. I'm going to have one, make sure topical. And then I also decided I'm going to watch Miss Marvel. And I already told you guys I'm going to watch She-Hulk as well. But yeah. I'm going to check out Miss Marvel as well. And I do have something else to say too, because I watched Avengers because we had it going during the Whatnot show. And man, aside from Cap's costume, that is still such a great movie. I still love it, just like I did when I first watched it. It's really good. It's so funny. I don't know whether maybe I did put it off because of this reason. It might be a little bit simple, but obviously Captain America looks goofy as heck compared to his evolution as to where he is now, and the costumes as well. Of course, the costume obviously is the cheesiest part, but man, everything else is still great about that movie. If you haven't watched it recently, watch it again.